1. Bible records, 124 miracles. 28a. Miracles are those acts that only God can perform, usually superseding natural laws. Baker's Dictionary of the Bible defines a miracle as an event in the external world brought about by the immediate agency or the simple volition of God. It goes on to add that a miracle occurs to show that the power behind it is not limited to the laws of matter or mind as it interrupts fixed natural laws. So the term supernatural applies quite accurately? B. Miracles are also known as signs and wonders. C. Here we have one of the 124 miracles recorded in the Bible. 2. Miracle 28. Aaron's rod brought forth buds, and bloomed blossoms, and yielded almonds at Kadesh. Numbers 17 1-11. A. The budding of Aaron's rod. Numbers 17 1-11 New King James Version, NKJV 17. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, to speak to the children of Israel, and get from them a rod from each father's house, all their leaders according to their fathers' houses, 12 rods. Write each man's name on his rod. 3. And you shall write Aaron's name on the rod of Levi. For there shall be one rod for the head of each father's house. 4. Then you shall place them in the tabernacle of meeting before the testimony, where I meet with you. 5. And it shall be that the rod of the man whom I choose will blossom, thus I will rid myself of the complaints of the children of Israel, which they make against you. 6. So Moses spoke to the children of Israel, and each of their leaders gave him a rod apiece, for each leader according to their fathers' houses, 12 rods, and the rod of Aaron was among their rods. 7. And Moses placed the rods before the Lord in the tabernacle of witness. 8. Now it came to pass on the next day that Moses went into the tabernacle of witness, and behold, the rod of Aaron, of the house of Levi, had sprouted and put forth buds, had produced blossoms and yielded ripe almonds. 9. Then Moses brought out all the rods from before the Lord to all the children of Israel, and they looked, and each man took his rod. 10. And the Lord said to Moses, bring Aaron's rod back before the testimony, to be kept as a sign against the rebels, that you may put their complaints away from me, lest they die. 11. Thus did Moses, just as the Lord had commanded him, so he did. B. Aaron, meaning, some explain the name as meaning mountaineer, others mountain of strength, illuminator. I. Aaron was the name of the brother of Moses. He was the eldest son of Amram and Jochebed, a daughter of Levi, Exodus 6:20. 2. Aaron was born in Egypt 3 years before his brother Moses, and a number of years after his sister Miriam, 2-1, 4, 7-7. He married Elisheba, the daughter of Amminadab of the house of Judah, 6:23, 1 Chronicles 2:10, by whom he had 4 sons, Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Itamar. 3. When the time for the deliverance of Israel out of Egypt drew nigh, he was sent by God, Exodus 4:14, 27-30, to meet his long-absent brother, to assist him in all that they were required to do in bringing about the Exodus. He was to be the mouth or prophet of Moses, i.e., was to speak for him, because he was gifted speaker, 7-1-2, 9-10, 19. He was faithful to his trust, and stood by Moses in all his interviews with Pharaoh. 4. When the ransomed tribes fought their first battle with Amalek in Rephidim, Moses stood on a hill overlooking the scene of the conflict with the rod of God in his outstretched hand. He was assisted by Aaron and Hur, his sister's husband, who held up his wearied hands till Joshua and the chosen warriors of Israel gained the victory, 17-8-13. B. Afterwards, when camped in front of Mount Sinai, and when Moses at the command of God ascended the mountain to receive the 10 Commandments, Aaron and his 2 sons, Nadab and Abihu, along with 70 of the elders of Israel, were permitted to accompany him part of the way, and to behold, from far away, the manifestation of the glory of Israel's God, Exodus 19:24, 24-9-11. 5. While Moses remained on the mountain with God, Aaron returned to the people, and yielded, through fear, or ignorance, or instability of character, to their demands. He made a golden calf and set it up as an object of worship, Exodus 32:4, Psalms 106:19. When Moses returned to the camp, Aaron was sternly rebuked by him for his part in this matter, but Moses interceded for him before God, who forgave his sin, Deuteronomy 9:20. 7. On the Mount, Moses received instructions on the system of worship which was to be set up among the people. Therefore, Aaron and his sons were consecrated to the priest's office, Leviticus 8-9. Aaron was made high priest. 8. When Israel had reached Hazeroth, In the wilderness of Paran, Aaron joined with his sister Miriam in murmuring against Moses, because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, probably after the death of Zipporah. But the Lord vindicated his servant Moses, and punished Miriam with leprosy. Numbers 12. Aaron acknowledged his own and his sister's guilt, and due to the intercession of Moses, God forgave them. 9. 20 years after this, when the children of Israel were encamped in the wilderness of Paran, Korah, Dathan, and Abiram conspired against Aaron and his sons, but a fearful judgment from God fell upon them, and they were destroyed. The next day thousands of the people also perished from a terrible disease, the ravages of which were stopped by the intercession of Aaron. Numbers 16. To give further evidence of the divine appointment of Aaron to the priestly office, the chiefs of the tribes were each required to bring to Moses a rod bearing the name of his tribe. These, along with the rod of Aaron for the tribe of Levi, were laid overnight in the tabernacle, and in the morning it was found that while the other rods remained unchanged, that of Aaron for the house of Levi budded, blossomed, and yielded almonds. Numbers 17 1-10. This rod was later preserved in the tabernacle, Hebrews 9:4, as an evidence of his divine appointment to the priesthood. 11. Aaron was implicated in the sin of his brother at Meribah. Numbers 28-13. For this reason, he was not permitted to enter the promised land. When the tribes arrived at Mount Hor, in the edge of the land of Edom, at the command of God Moses led Aaron and his son Eleazar to the top of that mountain, in the sight of all the people. There he stripped Aaron of his priestly vestments, and put them upon Eleazar. Aaron died on the top of the mountain, being 123 years old. Numbers 20:23-29. Compare Deuteronomy 10:6, 32:50, and was gathered unto his people. 12. The people, even all the house of Israel, mourned for 30 days. Of Aaron's sons 2 survived him, Eleazar, whose family held the high priesthood till the time of Eli, and Itamar, in whose family, beginning with Eli, the high priesthood was held till the time of Solomon. 13. Aaron's other 2 sons had been struck dead, Leviticus 10:1-2, for the daring sacrilege of offering unholy fire on the altar of incense, contrary to God's command. 14. The Arabs still venerate the traditional site of Aaron's grave on one of the 2 summits of Mount Hor, which is marked by an Islamic chapel. His name is mentioned in the Quran, and there are many fabulous stories about him found in the writings of the rabbis. 15. Aaron was the first anointed priest. His descendants, the house of Aaron, constituted the priesthood in general. In the time of David, they were very numerous, 1 Chronicles 12:27. The other branches of the tribe of Levi held subordinate positions in connection with the sacred office. 16. Aaron was a type of Christ in his official character as the high priest. His priesthood was a shadow of heavenly things, and was intended to lead the people of Israel to look forward to the time when another priest would arise after the order of Melchizedek. Hebrews 6:20.